All right, Jill asked, how quickly do you think I can grasp all of this so I can make my first deal? My brain is hurting a little from trying to understand it all. And Michael Hicks had a really good point. Don't overthink it. Okay? We can all sit around. We can sit around at dinner, and we do this because we're nerds. But we can talk about this, and what if this happens, and what if that happens, and what if this, and what if that, and blah, 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 blah. What if none of that ever happens and we waste an hour worrying about it? That hour would be much better spent in the course watching the videos. Maribou said today, because our system was down, the videos were down, she was like, it's cool. You got plenty of videos in the student group. You got plenty of videos in the program that I can watch. And every time I watch one of these videos, Maribou told me this, she was like, every time I watch one of these videos, even if I've watched it 3 or 4 or 5 times, I hear something different. It makes sense to me a little bit more, or it's just that I need your voice in my head repeating it so that when I get out there into the world, I can spit it back out. Maybe not with your accent, but you know, you sound like me. Sherry, all right? Y'all know Sherry. She's got the vacation rentals bringing in like 20 grand a month on 4 or 5 deals. Okay, maybe even 26,000 now. I don't even know. But she listened to me morning, noon, and night. Her husband was listening to me morning, noon, and night because they work together. And he would go with her on her seller appointments and he would say, oh my gosh, you sound just like Whitney. And there's a reason Sherry is bringing in $20,000 a month now. She watched the videos and watched the videos and listened to me and kept at it and went and talked to sellers and went back and watched videos. And so I don't know. I can't say that you're going to go through it and you're going to know everything. I can't say that you need to go through all of it 3 times before it sinks in. What I can say is that the more videos you watch and the more sellers you talk to, the more it marries together and does make sense.
And there's no right or wrong method. Everybody's done it that way. People ask this all the time, how long should it take? Really depends on you. You know, what I do when I buy online courses or self-study courses and things, what I do is I watch them start to finish without taking any notes.
Yeah, just to like surface level.
You know, if normally if you're taking notes, and I try to tell my kids this all the time, if you're taking so many notes, then you're going to miss something. You're not paying attention. So what I do is I go through and I watch it. I don't even have a pencil or a pen or a piece of paper near me.
It's just the
and I watch it all. Now, do I get lost in there somewhere? Absolutely. Okay. Then I watch it again and I take notes. Because things start happening and I'm like, all right, here's a big bombshell that got dropped that I want to make sure I get this time, you know, and I may pause it. I may pause it and take those notes and things like that, but I've already heard it once. So it's not a foreign concept and things like that. Then what I kind of do is, then once I start to implement and I start to act on that, I begin watching things. So if I've already got some seller leads and I'm going to go out and, you know, so I'm going to watch those videos about how to talk to sellers right before I go. You know, that's just me, and that's how I learn. Again, there's no right or wrong way. Don't rush it, though. Okay?
No, don't.
Because nothing will frustrate you more than to attempt something that you only have a little piece of and you're not quite there. And I have people all the time that say, yeah, but you know, I'm really in a bind and I really need something now. And my response to that is, then assign the contract. Get a deal.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
And assign the contract. Now, we talk about this in the Deal Makers Club, and we talked about it this week, right? There is nothing wrong with assigning the contract and making money to fulfill a need, okay? People talk about money all the time. What is money? There's people that feel guilty about making money, but we need money. Why do we need money? Money is a medium for exchange.
Money is what we buy food with.
We're not in the days of old where we pulled up to the trading post and we offloaded a cow and they gave us corn and tomatoes and stuff like that.
We need money. We got to make money.
We need money to exchange for goods, services, or whatever that we want, right?
So if you want to do your first deal and assign it and not keep it, do it to it, baby.
And don't feel guilty about that.
No.
Now, I
signed lots of deals.
I can tell
12?
you.
I did 12.
I can tell you this, and I probably, and I know firsthand experience. I was so excited when I did my first multifamily assignment, and I got a pretty fat check. But then I did some other deals, and I was like, you know what? I really wish I hadn't assigned that thing because it was a one-hit wonder, but it fulfilled a need. Right?
And it got all the way through the closing table.
It sure did.
It got to that shut-up check, and that shut-up check is one of the most powerful things because if you can do it once, you can do it again and again and again. And that first deal is the hardest one, and after that, you have experience.
So, Jill, I think this is your question. If you have an immediate need, we don't know what the need. Whitney talked about Jennifer or somebody, wanted to do deals so they could send their kid to private school. If you need to do that, do an assignment. Do whatever you got to do to get that money in to fulfill that need.
And keep it rolling.
But very few people decide, hey, I want to get into real estate investing, and then they immediately act on it, right? Most of us thought about this for a long time before we actually got into it. So if that's you and you've been thinking about it and you're eager to get started, but you don't really have that immediate need, go ahead and absorb the material. Go ahead and watch it, in my opinion, maybe a couple of times, then start to act on it and then begin to fill in the gaps. And once you do that, you're going to be more confident in yourself. You're going to be more prepared, and your first deal is actually going to come quicker.
Another thing Jill has said is that she needs that first one. She needs it all to click in her head so she can get that first one done. I promise, when you watch the videos, I talked about this earlier, when you watch the videos and we're in the classroom setting, there's only so much I can give you in the classroom setting. I can record some of my calls, I can have my sellers on video, but until you take what you learn in the classroom and you put it out there in the world, it's not going to make as much sense. But when you get out there in the world, you start getting these seller lead sheets, you start getting these appointments, you start making offers, you start writing contracts, then suddenly you're in your mind going back through the videos. Okay, Whitney said this will happen. Yeah, they just asked that. Okay, this is good. And then they asked that. Okay, that's good. And then we did this and then we did that. And so as you push through every little milestone, it really starts to absorb. I don't know that it really clicks as much as you absorb it when you feel through it with the sellers.
And for those of you that may be new and are just getting started and stuff like that, let me tell you, I have 5 things.
We can't see you. You're out of the screen.
5 that are the most important keys that if you only had 5 minutes with me, I would tell you these 5 and I'd spend a minute on each. Y'all know what number 1 is because I tell you all the time, so I'm going to repeat it right here. If you hadn't heard me say this, and I say it right now, write it down, okay? Because number 1 is and will always forever be, when you're negotiating, you need to spend 80% or more of your time listening. You guys that watch these videos all the time, you hear me say it at least once a week. Spend at least 80% of your time listening, okay? That's always and forever be number 1.
That'll keep you married longer, too.
Down around probably number 4 or 5 is, do not use your peers as a measuring stick for your success.
Nope.
And it's so easy to do. I mean,
don't do it.
We don't say keeping up with the Joneses for no reason, right? Everybody kind of sits there and you see other people having success.
And Facebook is terrible for this.
And you want it. And then you begin to question. If you don't immediately get it, you start questioning, why am I not getting it? And in real estate and things like that, some of it is people start the journey at different places.
Yep.
The other thing is, and I hate to say this, some of it's just luck.
Well, it's not luck. It's that they did real estate in a previous life, or they've been doing this for a long time and they just added this on. It's not just blind luck.
Certain leads can actually just fall in your lap. Some of it's luck. They really can. I've seen it happen. But you got to go on with it, right? There's leads out there for everybody.
I'm not arguing. I'm listening.
Right. Can we continue this trend?
80%.
Sweet.
And I'll sleep a lot.
All right. But anyway, that's very important to remember because mindset's important here. Do not use other people as your measuring stick.
And
okay?
If somebody makes, let's use, one of my students today got a duplex with owner financing, and she left the closing table with practically $9,000. Okay, she was $6 short of making $9,000 for buying a duplex with owner financing, and she added $700 a month to her income. That's a great deal. I am beyond excited for her. She's been working at this and working at this and working at this. And if she had made $3,000, I would be just as excited. If she'd made $30,000, I would have been just excited. Okay? Somebody asked me this earlier. How much do you need to make? Make as much as you can. Do the best deal that you can. Work with what you know, what your seller will work with you on, and do the best you can. All right? I am thrilled. Most everybody here would love $9,000 for buying a house. She didn't spend $9,000. She got a check and added $700 a month to her income on one property. That's owner finance. She didn't go to the bank. I would take that deal. Somebody goes out and they make more money, I'm proud of them. Somebody goes out and on their first deal, third deal, whatever, they make $3,000, I'm still proud of them because they got it done. All right, don't compare your deal or your market to somebody else. You work with what you got and make the best out of it. Okay, Jill, I'm off my soapbox with you.